ACCA knowledge, I think I wouldn't have landed on all these jobs.
हजुर
Actually, ACCA equipped me with all the knowledges that need to perform. When I came back to Nepal, the whole context was very new, but still the knowledges and the standards that are applied here and that are applied here are almost the same. Those knowledges that I learned from ACCA, from the audit, and from the running a private company in a different role, that even helped me to move further in the development sector. During the past 5 to 10 years, ADB's operation was more focused on three key areas like energy, transport, and urban and water resources. ACCA can impart you the best knowledge, I think, in the world.
Hello and welcome to the Seed Show. Seed Show is an educational program run by Seed Financial Academy, where we invite guests from various backgrounds to talk on topical issues related to accountancy, finance, and business. For the fifth episode, we got Mr. Arjun Neupane, who is the Financial Control Officer at Asian Development Bank, Nepal. Welcome to the Seed Show, Arjun sir.
Thank you, Anand sir, for this opportunity.
So I think to start with, अलिकति आफ्नो बारेमा भनिदिनुस् in terms of तपाईले ACCA journey कसरी स्टार्ट गर्नुभयो, प्लस तपाईको वर्क एक्सपिरियन्सको हिसाबले सबै कुरा पटक बताइदिनुस्.
Well, after the plus 2, I'm from the science background. I think I spent my first year just to look around for the MBBS opportunities here and there. And after that, one day I struck with one ACCA professor. Actually, he was my friend's dad, my dad's friend. And my dad introduced him, like he had been to UK, studied ACCA and returned back. So when I go along with him and knew about the ACCA, the career prospects, and like what the professionals do, and then I felt from the heart that yes, it could be a right career. It could be a right profession to jump in. So then I got interested. I slowly started asking so many questions about it, and and at that time I think we have a PP Pradhan who was a contact person here in Nepal. So I went to his farm and registered there. It was around 2003. Then for the first
applied knowledge level.
Applied knowledge. I think I completed here in Nepal. After that, I went to Singapore and completed rest of the papers. And I started my career in the auditing firm there in Singapore, and spending there for over 3 years. I came back around in 2010 in Nepal and joined a hydropower company. It was a small but fast-growing company. And spending over there for 4 years in the role of finance manager and the company's corporate secretary, I joined ADB in 2014, and I think from that onwards, I'm still continuing with ADB.
I think as a ACCA professional, I think त्यो skillsहरु जुन develop भएको छ from ACCA, how relevant is those skills in various job role you have worked? Plus भनौं न अहिलेको जब रोलमा भनौं न एज अ फाइनान्शियल कन्ट्रोल अफिसर एट एडीबी, त्यो ACCA मा लर्न गरेको स्किल्सहरु चाहिँ हाउ रेलेभेन्ट आर दे?
Well, it's like so I think without the ACCA knowledge, I think I wouldn't have landed on all these jobs. Actually, ACCA equipped me with all the knowledges that need to perform, all the knowledges that are required to perform the jobs and responsibilities of today's, I think today's
job market.
And I think in 2007 in Singapore, with such a tough competition, I got the job just because of ACCA. I didn't have anything other than that. And as everybody accepts, the whole life is a learning process. So no matter whatever you do the job or something, still every day you are learning the new things. And I think my 3 years experience in the audit firm, give me the overall opportunity, to know the basic knowledges in the accounting and auditing world. And just to know, and it gave me a big, I think, how to say, in-depth knowledge, like how the company operates, how they compete, and how they succeed also. And with that knowledge, in the accounting, auditing, and taxations, like when I came back to Nepal, the whole country context was very new, but still the knowledges and the standards that are applied here and that are applied here are almost the same, but the practices are different. But the basic principles and the fundamentals that the ACC had imparted me inside, they remain the same.
Okay.
The country context may be the different, but still the procedures may be the different, but the basic fundamentals still remains the same. So that helped me, no matter, I don't know about the context, country context knowledge, but that helped me to anchor here and build a different career from the audit, to the financial management here. And I think for 4 years I still with learning and delivering so many things, and I think that's also made me even stronger. And I jumped to the other field, is in the development sector. And I think those knowledges that I learned from ACCA, from the audit, and from the running a private company in a different role, that even helped me to move further in the development sector. And every day is like, I think those knowledges and those learning experiences are still relevant to make decisions here.
Working with ADB, भनौँ न एसिसीमा लर्न गरेको स्किल्सहरू चाहिँ अरू प्राइभेट सेक्टरहरूमा भन्दा चाहिँ अलिकति रेलेभेन्ट पनि हुन्छ एसिसीको स्किल्सहरू, बिकज देयर इज थिङ्स लाइक फाइनेन्सियल रिपोर्टिङ स्ट्यान्डर्ड्स विच आर भेरी एप्लिकेबल टु डेभलपमेन्ट सेक्टर. अहिले बिस्तारै प्राइभेट सेक्टरहरूमा पनि अब फाइनेन्सियल रिपोर्टिङ स्ट्यान्डर्ड्सको कुराहरू त आउँछ, तर अहिलेसम्म चाहिँ हेर्नुभयो भने चाहिँ प्राइभेट सेक्टरमा डुअल रिपोर्टिङको कुराहरू हुनसक्छ. त्यो डुअल रिपोर्टिङले गर्दा चाहिँ एसिसीमा लर्न गरेको फाइनेन्सियल रिपोर्टिङ स्ट्यान्डर्ड्सहरूको कुराहरू चाहिँ आई थिङ्क अझ रिलेभेन्ट हुन्छ होला डेभलपमेन्ट सेक्टरमा.
Yeah, definitely. Like in 2007 when I passed out, we learned all the IFRS. So when I came back to Nepal in 2010, we did not have even adopted any IFRS. But there were the development institutions here, development organizations whose headquarters was overseas, and all their operations, all their reporting standards used to adopt the IFRS. And to align with those practices and the procedures here, the country office also need to comply with those IFRS, and there were very few people who know the knowledge of IFRS. And I think on that times ACCA has the age, so you can see a lot of ACCA graduates working in the development sector.
I think अलिकति कन्ट्रीको इकोनोमिक कन्डिसन्सहरूतिर जाउँ. आई थिङ्क एडिबीको कन्ट्रिब्युसन इन टर्म्स अफ इकोनोमिक डेभलपमेन्ट, सोसियल डेभलपमेन्ट नेपालको केसमा, सो हाउ डु यु थिङ्क इज एडिबी कन्ट्रिब्युटिङ टु सोसियल एन्ड इकोनोमिकल डेभलपमेन्ट इन नेपाल?
Well, I think from the past, I think 5 or 10 years, our country operation is more focused on 3 sectors: is the transport, energy, and water and urban. And I think we have recently, we have recently approved the country partnership strategy for 2024. This is a 5-year strategy, and that is still more focused on these 3 key sectors with the objective of basically for improving the transport, improving transports, connectivities, and improving trades, and and I think, and for the other things is like and improving increasing the domestic consumption of the energy, as well as for the export of the clean energy. And within these key sectors, I think the issues of like gender, environment, and sustainability are also mainstreamed, are embedded in these projects. And I think ADB has prioritized these 3 things: mainstreaming gender, environment, and the sustainability.
Working with ADB, ADB को कन्ट्रिब्युसन इन टर्म्स अफ नेपालको सोसियल इकोनोमिकल डेभलपमेन्टमा चाहिँ कस्तो छ त सर?
During the past 5 years, 5 to 10 years, ADB's operation was more focused on three key areas like energy, transport, and urban and water resources. And we have a new country partnership strategy 2024 in place. That's with this that also prioritize its investment on these three key sectors with the key objective to spend more to invest more on the infrastructure for the private sector led growth, improved access to the developed services, and thus and this for and on the environment and sustainability areas, like for the infrastructure, it means like more connectivity for facilitating trade, increasing competitiveness, increasing exports, or increasing jobs. And for the developed services, it means like providing investment to the municipalities and other subnational governments, for the municipal infrastructures, for the infrastructures, educations, with the and more investment on the technical skills of the youth. And I think the genders, the environments, and the social safeguards are embedded while designing those projects. I think those would be a basic features in the upcoming projects. So I think definitely that would help in the overall economy and the social sectors of our nation.
Okay, thank you, sir. And then you have a close eye on Nepalese economy. So how do you think Nepalese economy is progressing forward? And in terms of त्यो economy सँगसँगै, how do you think professional accountants like ACCA could contribute to the economy?
Well, now I think as of today, our economy is over a $30 billion economy, and from the past 2 or 3 consecutive years, our economy has posted the growth over 6%. It's just not a fluke. I think we have a few years ago still we have achieved the 6% above growth, but that was only for 1 year. It's not like 2 or 3 continuous years. So it means like our economy is expanding, and I could see good reasons that our economy could expand further in the coming years also, provided provided the government and the private sector make good investments on the key priority areas, like maybe for the private sector, maybe for the industries, and transforming agriculture or other sectors, and for the government investing more on infrastructures. So when the economy expands, there will be a lot of opportunities for the professional accountants, so for the professional accountants, as like I used to say to my earlier clients also, like when the business grows, equally your risk will grow by equal parameters. So you shouldn't have a very professional persons to identify and mitigate those risks well in advance. And if you don't have a professional, you are always exposed to several other vulnerabilities.
Yeah, I think yes, त्यो कुरामा पनि I think ACCA in terms of risks को कुराहरु पनि चाहिँ कोर्समा इम्बेड भएको छ, अनि त्यो I think very relevant to growing economy भनौं न, risks को हिसाबले चाहिँ I think professional accountants like ACCA will contribute lot in the future. अलिकति प्रोग्रामको अन्त्यतिर in terms of ACCA, तपाईं आफै ACCA भएको हिसाबले चाहिँ what advice would you give to ACCA students who are already studying, or भनौं न a student who wants to join ACCA? So what would be your message?
Well, a couple of things. First, like ACCA is I know ACCA is like ACCA can impart you the best knowledge I think in the world, that others, even the leading accounting institutions or chartered accounting institutions are lacking, But you won't be a professional until and unless you have a right experience.
Brilliant.
Yeah. So experience also also counts a lot. You won't be like you won't be able to deliver a service or to your stakeholders, you know, without a right skills, right, and you won't be counted as a professional as well. So from the day you start studying the ACCA, you know, you also had to think, you know, how would you develop your professional career, or how would you acquire those right skills. For that, I think you should also had to join the right firms. And the other thing is, like, you know, those, no matter, like, we are still professionals, and you know, uh, apart from the hardcore skills that ACCA or knowledge that ACCA provides you, you know, you still also should have to, you know, cultivate the soft skills like leaderships and communications inside you, so that, you know, you can outstand from the rest of the world.
Okay.
All this.
I think we've come to the end of the show. Thank you for watching the series show. Please like and subscribe our YouTube channels. Thank you.
Thank you, Anu sir, for providing me this opportunity.